When the outputs of several open collector TTL gates are connected together, the gate outputs A usually burn out, B produce more voltage, C are end together, D produce more fan out. The correct answer is are end together. Propagation delay is important because other logic gates must be given a short break during each clock cycle or else they will overheat. B. It limits the maximum operating frequency of a gate. C. It is a measure of how long the clock must be applied to the gate before it will make the required decision. D. All the gates in a system must have the same propagation times in order to be compatible. The correct answer is the logic gates must be given a short break during each clock cycle or else they will overheat. Output levels would not be a valid low for a TTL gate. A 0.2 V, B 0.3 V, C 0.5 V, D all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. The minimum input voltage recognized as high by a TTL gate is A 2.0 V, B 2.4 V, C 0.8 V, D 5.0 V. The correct answer is 2.0 V. The propagation delay of standard TTL gates is approximately A2S, B1S, C4NS, D10NS. The correct answer is 10NS. Several manufacturers have developed logic that combines the best features of TTL and CMOS. This is called A12L, B by CMOS, C74 ACT, D74 HCT. The correct answer is by CMOS. Totem-pole outputs be connected because A can in parallel sometimes higher output current is required. B cannot together if the outputs are in opposite states. Excessively high currents can damage one or both of the devices. C should in series certain applications may require higher output voltage. D can together they can handle larger load currents and higher output voltages. The correct answer is cannot together if the outputs are in opposite states. Excessively high currents can damage one or both of the devices. The power dissipation of a CMOS IC will A decrease with frequency, B increase with gate size, C decrease with gate size, D increase with frequency. The correct answer is increase with frequency. When VGS 0 on an N-channel MOSFET switch, there is no between the source and the drain. A voltage drop, B conductive channel, C capacitance, D inductance. The correct answer is conductive channel. The number of gates that can be connected to a single output without exceeding the current ratings of the gate is called A fan out, B propagation, C dissipation, D SSI. The correct answer is fan out. The output current for a low output is called N. A sink current, B ground current, C exit current, D fan out. The correct answer is sink current. TTL allows three possible output states: A tri-switch, B tri-input, C tri-state, D trident. The correct answer is tri-state. The proliferation of small handheld consumer equipment such as digital video cameras, cellular phones, handheld computers, portable audio systems, and other devices has created a need for logic circuits in very small packages: A HDLs, B GDAs, C PDAs, D TTLs. The correct answer is PDAs. The lower transistor of a totem-pole output is saturated when the gate output is A overdriven, B high, C low, D malfunctioning. The correct answer is low. When the output of a standard TTL gate is high, it can A. Sink 16 mA of current from the attached input gates. B. Source 400 A of current to no more than 10 attached gates. C. Source 16 mA of current to no more than 10 attached gates. D. Sink a maximum of 400 A from no more than 10 load gates. The correct answer is source 400 A of current to no more than 10 attached gates. A is a testing and troubleshooting tool that generates a short duration pulse when manually activated, usually by depressing a push button. A. Cattle prod. B. G-me rod. C. Logic pulsar. D. Bilateral switch. The correct answer is logic pulsar. Fan out for a typical TTL gate is A. 100. B. 54. C. 10. D. 4. The correct answer is 10. An open collector TTL gate. A can source current but cannot sink current. B can sink current but cannot source current. C cannot source or sink current. D can sink more current than a standard TTL gate. The correct answer is can sink current but cannot source current. One advantage that MOSFET transistors have over bipolar transistors is A. High input impedance. B. Higher switching speed. C. Low input impedance. D. Reduced propagation delay. The correct answer is high input impedance. The time it takes for an input signal to pass through internal circuitry and generate the appropriate output effect is known as A. Fan out. B. Propagation delay. C. Rise time. D. Fall time. The correct answer is propagation delay. The 7/4F fast TTL integrated circuit fabrication technique uses reduced interdevice to achieve reduced propagation delays. A. Noise. B. Resistance. C. Capacitance. D. Inductance. The correct answer is capacitance. In a dip, the spacing between pins is typically A. 5 mils. B. 10 mils. C. 50 mils. D. 100 mils. The correct answer is 100 mils. Is about twice as fast as P-MOS. A. CMOS. B. DMOS. C. mod. D. NMOS. The correct answer is NMOS. P-MOS and NMOS represent MOSFET devices utilizing either P-channel or N-channel devices exclusively within a given gate. B are enhancement type MOS devices used to produce a series of high-speed logic known as 74HC. C represent positive and negative MOS type devices that can be operated from differential power supplies and are compatible with operational amplifiers. D. None of the above are. The correct answer is represent MOSFET devices utilizing either P-channel or N-channel devices exclusively within a given gate. The output stage of a TTL gate is a special design called A. Multi-emitter. B. Totem-pole. C. MSI. D. Dip. The correct answer is Totem-pole. D is defined as the maximum number of standard logic inputs that an output can drive reliably. A. Fan drive. B. Fan out. C. Fan in. D. Open collector. The correct answer is fan out. Is ideally suited for applications using battery power or battery backup power. A. MOS. B. P-MOS. C. NMOS. D. CMOS. The correct answer is CMOS. A logic probe is placed on the output of a digital circuit and the probe lamp is dimly lit. This display indicates A. that an open or bad logic level exists. B. a high level output. C. a high frequency pulse train. D. that the supply voltage is low. The correct answer is that an open or bad logic level exists. A logic probe is placed on the input of a digital circuit and the probe lamp blinks slowly, indicating A. that an open or bad logic level exists, B. a high level output, C. a high frequency pulse train, D. that the supply voltage is low. The correct answer is a high frequency pulse train. The high logic level for a standard TTL output must be at least A. 2.4 V, B. 2 V, C. 0.8 V, D. 5 V. The correct answer is 2.4 V.